G'day and welcome back to another outstanding episode of Robbo Outdoors. Today we are currently having a school holiday camp at a place called Everlong, which is located about half an hour past Araluen, which is probably 20 minutes past Braidwood. It costs about $32 a night, and I'm staying in a place called the Rapids, which is a nice flat grassy area, and I'll go through the setup a little bit later on. The drive in was okay, and I just met the owner, Anthony, who's a champion. Just dropped some firewood off, and I'll be cranking that up a bit later. You've got absolute river frontage, no one else within cooee of you, and you can swim. Apparently there's some platypus in the river, and in terms of getting away from it all and having a wonderful night by the river, you couldn't ask for anything else. So I'm going to stay for one night, which is the way I'm tending to do things these days, and then tomorrow I'm off to Churros to stay at the Pines, which is the school property. And in terms of the Roberts checklist, I've got dog friendly, so Archie loves it. I've got river, and I've got no people around. So thanks again for joining us on the channel. I got about 20 more subscribers after the last one. Maybe it's because my brutal honesty and the fact that I don't spend my entire video eating a Tim Tam through a cup of tea or a coffee. Thanks for sticking around, and enjoy the adventure. Cheers. So I bought a new mattress, and I bought a double fitted sheet, so now all my camping stuff, all my camping bedding can stay in the car. So if I bought a extra toasty one from Harris Scarf, and I haven't got a sleeping bag, so it's just like a normal bed. So I'll give you a rundown in the morning about how the new inflatable mattress went, self-inflating mattress. G'day. And after a little bit of an explore and a walk around and see where I'm going to swim in the morning, a little bit of a cold plunge, there are two of my favourite times at the campground. One is after the explore and everything's set up and you can just sit back and relax, and the second is in the morning when there's no one else around. You can hear the creek running, and you know that there's no one else going to be around. So this afternoon I'm going to continue with my book, which I haven't read since last time, and I normally go for the cheese and bacon shapes, but today I've gone for the smoky bacon dip, and to justify that I've got some wholemeal crackers, which I'm going to have and just have a bit of a read. So another thing that I did, where I live at the moment, there's bore water out the back, and I actually filled up my water container with bore water. And I'm not sure you're supposed to drink that, but I was speaking to Anthony, who came down and dropped the firewood off, and he said that you can actually drink from the stream. So luckily I've got my water filter, but he says he doesn't filter it, but I'm just going to, just for the sake of it, and crisis averted. I mean, you can probably drink bore water, but I probably don't want to take the risk. So I'm going to sit down for an hour, then I'll show you my new setup in my tent. I got rid of the 40mm mattress, and I did get some from memory foam, from Canberra foam and rubber, 80mm, but when you doubled it over it became 160, which meant that I couldn't shut the tent, so that had to go back. They were very good. They gave me most of my money back because it was a custom made job, and instead I went to Anaconda and bought a Dune self-inflating mattress which fits perfectly up there, and I bought a fitted sheet and a new doona, and obviously it all matches, so I can keep that separate so I don't have to keep dragging my home doona in, which is another great idea that I've come up with. So I'm just going to sit back and have a read. Archie's having a sleep in the sun. So I'm just going to go and try to use my water filter. Get some water so I can have a drink. Looks pretty clean as it is, but redheads I find are really good for sparking a fire, so I'm going to try those tonight. And I've got plenty of firewood in my little fire drum right next to the river. The old Chinese Spy Wagon. It looks very busy. I've got dinner ingredients there, I've got my kitchen, got my little relaxing setup. Archie's going, what the hell are you doing? I've got the workbench up on top of the Chinese Spy Wagon. If you can see right up there, that's the owner's house, but they can't really see us tucked away. And there's the river. So let us get our fire going. Alright, there's more smoke there than a party in Queanbeyan, but if you can see my Robbo's Outdoors top tip of the day, you'll see that I have built what you can only be described as a log tetrahedron, which is a sided structure where you go two that way, and two that way. It allows air and oxygen to circulate and the flammaggio to run up through the middle and catch everything on fire. And thanks to Anthony, the host, there's a lot of firewood, so I might just build an absolute towering inferno and then let it go. Because after my dip and biscuits, I'm not that hungry, so it might be some quality fireside sitting. So you probably can't see very well, but I've actually got some brand new hiking boots. I thought I could stay young and hip with some Hoka Speed Goats and my Asics ones, which chewed the hell out of my feet on my Cumbria Way hike. But these are Merrells. They are Moab 3 Gore-Tex waterproof, 3/4 from Anaconda. So, and typically I bought them for $330, and the week after they actually went on sale for $230, Chinese dentist. So I'm going to wear these on my hike coming up in September. I'm going to do the Jurassic Coast in England, which is down near Dorset, but more about that later. So I'm just going to wear them in now because I learned my lesson on my other trip with my blisters, and so far they are amazing. They're waterproof, which is why probably they're a bit more expensive, but they are very good shoes. So Fingers crossed. On tonight's magnificent edition of Robbo's Outdoors Camp Cooking, we are having curried sausages, courtesy of our friends at Master Foods, and we are just going to go with some grass-fed tube steaks, some veggies to keep up your fibre, some long grain rice, pre-mix onions, some Worcestershire sauce, some cow juice, and a tin of diced tomatoes. Obviously got the big dog cleaver, which I got for my 23rd birthday about 3 years ago. So we're cooking on the trusty June cooker, which I use to cook my hot dogs at lunchtime. And then fire's raging, Archie's chilling out by the fire. One thing though, if you haven't Temu'd, Temu the hell out of it. I just type in camping equipment. I got this lantern and this lantern, or the same lantern, for like $5. Once you get through the roulette wheel and all that sort of stuff, I've had zero issues with Temu. And I got a lot of my camping stuff from there, and that is a good lantern. So I'm just going to cook some dinner now, and then I'll give you a taste test and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Worcestershire sauce. Alright, there's my, it's more like a sausage casserole to be fair. So there it is, I'm going to grab a fork. How'd you get the frank above the beans? So my dinner was amazing, and it's so quiet. I'm going to try and get some time lapse of the stars, but you probably can't see them. So that was one of the best meals I've had. Quite healthy too, and only issue is now washing up. Good morning, and it's about 6:40, and I'm just going to show you the crazy condensation in the tent. So I'm not sure, I had to crank a window about 140 just because it was getting too muggy, but my doona was great, my bamboo memory foam pillow was great, the sounds of the creek were great, the mattress was okay. But like every air mattress, they tend to go down as the night progresses. But overall, pretty good night's sleep. So the only thing is when I fold it up, all my stuff's going to get wet, so I have to take it out. So I'll go and get Archie, have a cup of tea and see what the day holds. So welcome to the day. My new drone is a DJI Neo 2, and it's got all sorts of cool features. It can follow you around. It's got protected propellers, which is great, just in case I crash it, which I've been known to do in the past. So hopefully the footage you see today does it justice. There it is there. I'm really happy with this purchase. Got it from JB Hi-Fi in Tuggeranong. And shout out to Team Heat who financed the project.